Today's tech tip is going to be showing a free motion or drag motion with the motion manager here. Notice that I've already switched from my model over to the motion study tab. So what I want to animate with this assembly is the movement of this piston. Notice that my limit distance is respected for the end travel and the beginning of travel there. So the first method, there's actually two methods for doing the movement here. First one is I'll go and bring out my timeline. This is for both methods. Bring it out a few seconds. And then what I'll do is I'll go and just take my part and move it out a certain distance. From there, what I'll do is go and highlight my part out of the tree down below here. Go and add a key. And it's always a good idea to turn off the auto key because sometimes that can give you some problems by placing a key where you don't need it to or before when you need it to. So notice that it's added in the timeline. I'll go and do a recalculate, and you can see the movement there on the assembly. So that's the first method. Second method is if I wanted to control how far it's moving in a certain amount of time. So I'll go and move out my timeline to a different point in time there. I'll go and right click over my part. I'll go and do a move with Triad. From here I can go and just grab an arrowhead, and it'll only move along the x-axis there if I grab the red arrow there. If I go and right click over the center of the triad, I have this option to do a translate delta XYZ box. You also have a rotation one as well, but I'll go and do a translate. And what that does is gives us this little window that allows us to type in a value of the amount of travel that we want along a delta X. I'll go and click on the little OK button there that's on this dialog, and it moves it out a certain distance there. If you need to do a rotation, you would need to rotation and a movement. You would need to actually do your movement and then click out, go back and do your rotation. It doesn't matter if you do rotation first and then movement, or movement and then rotation, but you do have to do them in two steps, going in there a second time. The other thing about rotation is you do need to do increments less than 180, because if you do 180, it could go clockwise or counterclockwise. Alright, so now we've got our location of where the head is. I'll go and select my part in the tree there again, and I'll go and place my key. And again, I'll go and do a recalculate just to get the full movement. From there, I'll go and do a play from beginning, and there we have our animation. So that's the end of today's tech tip.